How many types of customers do you have? Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Welcome back to Brian J. Pombo Live. I was having a conversation today with a new friend of mine. His name's Brett, and he was talking about the setup for his business, for one of his businesses, and he was discussing how he was looking for particular type of properties and how he was looking to sell them to another person, a particular type of person, and then how he was looking to have people to help fund to do all that. And when we broke it down to it, one thing I found, and I've seen this with other businesses, that's why I wanted to bring it up with you today, is it's really like a Venn diagram made up of three circles. Isn't that great? Circles, just perfectly symmetrical. It's really three areas, and your business, really, if you think about it, most businesses have more than one customer, and if they don't, I'd recommend you getting more than one type of customer, because it creates stability to the business. And so he had three different types. One is the one that most people would consider as customer, the people he's trying to sell homes for, or get them to purchase homes. The other one is the people who are selling the homes themselves. Another one is the person that's going to help them fund the buying of the home. And so you have kind of this organization, but it's not just, see, if it were only one customer, it makes it very simple. But it also makes it very easy to rip off and change. And any business that's easy for one person to do, it's easy for 100 people to do, right? So you got to take that in mind when you're designing a business, or when you're trying to make your business less competitive. Then if you have complexity built into it, and it doesn't take a lot of complexity, but you need to look at all the different people that would make your business better. Now, one, if you're selling a very specific thing to a very specific person, yes, the customer is going to be very clear as to who that is. But if you are buying anything from anybody else to sell to that customer, or adding on to what you already sell to them, that, in a sense, is a customer also. And you may see them as a vendor or a partner, but if you had more of them, or if you had people competing for you to sell their items, wouldn't they, in a sense, be a customer to you? You would have a whole side of your business focused on finding more stuff for that initial customer, more items, more services that this initial customer wants. If you had that, would that not make this initial customer worth more to you? Okay, so there's two customers. And then a third customer would be something else. I'm saying three is a great number. It's a great number to focus on, but it changes and it adds a whole lot of complexity to your business. But it's not complexity that isn't useful. It's good complexity. I think there's good complexity and bad complexity. And if you can find a way to have at least three different types of people that you're playing towards, that all you're doing is you're really being a matchmaker. And a matchmaker is a great place to be in business. Look at Amazon.com. How do I know so much about Amazon.com? I've spent a lot of time studying them and looking into what they do and what they work well with, what they're good at and what they're not good at. I help train people to build their businesses at all the things that Amazon.com is not good at. And you can find out more about that in my book, 9 Ways to Amazon-Proof Your Business. You get a free copy at AmazonProofBook.com. There's just a little plug. I'm not going to focus on that too much, but Amazon.com is somebody that has become a middleman. How many books does Amazon.com create themselves? Well, nowadays, they went and bought CreateSpace. They've bought a couple other items that I believe help them to produce books. And now they're printing books themselves. But how many of them did they write? They didn't write any of them. Amazon.com's never put out a single book. They're putting out everybody else's books, right? They're printing other people's books. So, are they a customer? Or are the people buying the book the customer? Well, they're both customers. It's all in how you define customer, but in a sense, they want more people to write more books so that their customer, their initial customer, has more to purchase. Okay? How about all the people that sell things on Amazon.com? You might be one of them, especially if you have an e-commerce website. You might be selling also via Amazon.com. It's a smart move when you can make it work right with the numbers. Are they a customer to Amazon.com? Of course they are. Yeah, they go in through a separate seller's account on Amazon.com, or they have, or Amazon Advantage, depending on how you're selling via Amazon. They're all Amazon's customers. What's Amazon really? Amazon is a place in cyberspace out in Cloudlandia. They're just a location, and all they do is they're a middleman. They're the matchmaker. They match up the item with the person that wants to buy the item. That's all they do. And if you look at any really quality, what you would consider really cool business, a business that has legs, a business that lasts, a business that's very tough to compete with, they all work that way. They all work as a matchmaker or as a broker. They're the one in between, and it looks like they're doing the least amount of work, but they needed to design the systems to bring 1, 2, 3, 5 people together to make a match. Be a matchmaker. How many customers do you have? Look a little bit differently at your business, because I bet there's more than you think are there. Like I said, go check out my book, AmazonProofBook.com. You get a free copy, and we'll be back here tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and let the magic happen.